Alright, gang. I was on a call. I saw this notification come through. Rogue buffs. Whatever. Tank tuning incoming. I've been worried about this. PvE tuning this week for our Okay, first of all, the wording is crazy because they said that they already finished their tuning, kind of. They gave us a schedule. And now they're wording it as if it's like every week. Just when you thought you were safe. You're taking another pass. Making a few adjustments for tank specs to increase their survivability and help bridge the gap between tank performance. Let's just see something real quick. Tank damage. Let's look at the gaps. I don't. This has got to be like 55,000. So Guardian's obviously pretty strong in terms of damage. Blood's pretty low. Those are like kind of the only two outliers. Everything else, and even then, like everything's pretty close. It's even like less than a 10k gap. I mean, the gap between bottom and top is like kind of big. I think if like this can move over like, you know, I don't know if the score is 1,000 a day. It actually doesn't even say, so I'm not exactly sure. I assume that's kind of what it is. Score max, whatever. Anyway, gap between the top and the bottom is pretty big. I feel like if you could squish those two a little bit, the balance would be pretty good. Now, if you look at Raider IO, obviously there's an extreme situation going on there, which is monk. Blood. Melee auto attack damage increased by 25%. I don't really know how much damage that's doing for them. Death strike damage increased. He obviously hit that a lot. Blood fortification, decent, and then armor increase on bone shield. So increase their defensiveness, increase their damage. Okay. Vengeance. This is more so we're talking about. Single target damage is below our expectation. Honestly, it seems like pretty in line. At least, I guess this isn't necessarily a single target, but melee auto attack damage, that's even bigger than what they give to Blood DK. Okay. Focus cleave, so it makes your soul cleave on the target that you're focusing do more damage. Increased, not by that much, but okay, it's still in Soul Carve, you don't even play in keys. Honestly, like, I mean, whatever, like, you take it because, like, why not, you know? But, like, at the end of the day, I feel that's not that crazy. Guardian now. Woundfire reduces damage dealt to you by 6 and 12, was 5 and 10. Okay, so that's like a 20%-ish. Wait, ish? Yeah, like, about. Or, yeah, on the final talent point there. So that's kind of nice, and the big AoE pulls your Moonfire is going to be on everything, so it's just like a nice DR thing. Run into now, causes Thrash, reduces target's damage done to you by 3% per stack, was 2%. I guess it's just like a defensive buff for Guardian. If, listen, if I know anything, it's my alphabet. And if I know anything, I know that M comes after E and it comes before P. I'm seeing Druid, Evoker, Paladin, and I'm not seeing Monk. Blizzard puts out their tuning alphabetically. Did Blizzard cook with this one? I've been saying for the longest time, and I'm not alone in this. I'm not alone in this. This is not an original thought. Constantly, constantly, Blizzard nerfs the highest performing tank, and that tank remains the strongest tank anyway. It just feels worse to play. Is this the first time where Blizzard is doing what the community is asking for, which is you buff the weak classes and you leave the strong classes alone, especially in tanks where tank representation is already low? People already don't want to play the spec. Are they finally listening to the community, the tank community, where it's tanking should be strong, tanking should be fun, and if a tank is strong, you let them continue to be strong? And if a tank is weak, you make them strong, and then we're all strong together. Are we finally gonna see the promised land? I've been praying for this for years. Every first season of every expansion I am playing, I make a choice to play the best tank. And always I spend my time, my thought on playing the good tank. And then it gets nerfed and it does not feel as fun to play. And there's not even like another tank is as good. This for the past 2 seasons I've picked Monk because I like it. I gave up on the meta chase. I just said I'm gonna play Monk, and I got lucky where this year Monk or this season Monk is the strongest tank, and it doesn't get nerfed. And they just buff the other tanks, so now everything is viable and everything is good. Is that the vision? This has always been the obvious way to go. My heart has been broken before. Finally, am I repaired? Am I healed? Protection Paladin. Okay. Developer notes. We're observing that Protection Paladins are experiencing difficulty with magical damage and periodic damage in M+. Okay, that's like a way more detailed comment than single target damage is bad for vengeance. Okay. Auto attack. It doesn't even have to do with what they were just talking about. Or, oh, Paladins are weak. Let's increase their auto attack. Or Paladins defensively are weak. Let's increase their auto attack damage. Okay, whatever. Glory of the Vanguard. Increases judgment damage. That's also just damage. That's not even. Our intent with these adjustments is to improve survivability and agency with a combination of upfront damage reduction, and then the first two things are just we do more damage. Okay, whatever. Okay, shield righteous stat. They're not even related. That's not even related to what they're saying they're trying to fix. Same thing. This is also a damage change. Okay, whatever. This one increases the magic damage taken, increases armor. Okay, whatever. Hold L M N O P P Paladin M comes before. You gotta be kidding me. You literally have to be kidding me. Why? Why does it? Why is it not in order? I take back everything I said. I mean, I just have to take back. I mean, that's crazy. I mean, that's actually so crazy. That's actually so crazy. I cannot believe this. I literally cannot believe. I mean, you have to be kidding me. You literally have to be kidding me. What the? Always there. Tuning is in alphabetical order. Always. Always this is the case. Moving into midnight, Brewmaster gained a significant amount of self-healing. While this has shored up one of the spec's long-standing weaknesses, refining the total of their defensive capability to be a bit too potent. These changes aim to tone down self-healing and narrow the gap between amongst the other. What? The fact that it is not in alphabetical order is like dement. I mean that makes me a sad little monk player. That makes me a sad little monk player. Holy moly. Okay, Vital Flame now causes you to heal 40% of all fire or nature damage by your spells and abilities. Was 50%, so 20% nerf too. That's crazy. I can't believe I just went on that entire little thing of praise just to be disappointed. Shadow Pan protective damage such as 2% or 20% damage reduction nerf. And they can't even be bothered. I mean, they can't even be bothered to put Windwalker in the same like, see, assassination, Owl, the same format. They can't even be bothered. Like, that's so crazy. That is that. It's like I don't know. I mean, this is your biggest healing at the moment. I'm pretty sure. Let me see if I still have a meter up. This is, I'm pretty sure far and away like your biggest healing at the moment. But it doesn't really feel like this is necessarily the thing that's like really keeping you alive. Like it is, for sure on one hand, but like you're basically just healing through Breath of Fire. I'm pretty sure. Can't even look at it. And you just take 2% more. I mean, I feel the I don't know. I mean, I'm not Mr. Calculator guy, but like I just feel like the nerfs like aren't necessarily that big, but it's just like why, like why do you have to do that? Like especially when you look at the comments that they made, like reducing the gap and everything, and like the damage of tanks, they increase damage. But then like you're looking at what they say for Paladin, which is like, oh, we need to like make sure that they're defensively as strong as the tanks. Anyway, here's 5 changes which are related to damage only, and even here it's like all these changes are to tone down self-healing, but then here's a change which has nothing to do with healing, it just has to do with damage reduction. And this is something that I was kind of concerned about with Brewmaster, is like you take away all of their defensive on-use abilities, you take away all of their defensive cooldowns, all you have to left to rely on are passive defensives, and it's going to nerf the defensives. So like as the keys get bigger and bigger and bigger, you don't have buttons to push. There's no skill ceiling really. you're just you're just worse. And it's like, why do that? I don't get it. I don't understand. Like Brewmaster is strong. Okay, fine, whatever. It doesn't if you think about it, like the classes that Brewmaster plays with, I'm pretty sure that Frost is like mostly magic damage. Obviously Lock is magic damage. Obviously Evoker is magic damage. This is probably Og. This is gonna be melee damage. Same with these other classes. Do we see a Barga? I don't know how to see that. I don't remember. Is it no? Is this overalls DPS? Let's give us the graph. That's what I'm already at. Okay, whatever. Point is, like, is this Boomkin? Yes. Point is, like, a lot of these classes are magic damage based, so it's like Monk doesn't even buff them. I feel like on paper, like Monk shouldn't be the meta tank this season based on just like what DPS are also like very, very strong. And I feel like that in and of itself is a nerf, ah, I'm really pissed by the fact this is not alphabetically ordered. I just hate the philosophy. I feel like, yeah, Brewmaster is obviously like extremely strong, but like other tanks can still do more or less the same key difficulties as Brewmaster. Like if you look at the top whatever tanks, like yeah, obviously like 80% of them, 90% of them are monks, like sure, but like you see a warrior in the top 20, right? So that means warrior is capable of doing any of these other keys. If you look, warrior has even done a top like a level 18 Algothar, where some of these tanks haven't even done an 18 Algothar. 19 caverns. Almost none of these tanks, there's only like 19 caverns, and one of them is a warrior. So, like, warrior is able to do the same tanks as monk. People just might not be playing it, like, whatever, that's their choice. There's another one here. Okay, so warrior's obviously strong, fine. Is there even warrior? No. Then here you have a VDH. So, just because people are playing it doesn't mean that's not capable of doing the same type of stuff. Brewmaster, Paladin. You know, like, okay, yeah, obviously Monk is like the best tank by a decent amount. Fine, fair. Like, I don't disagree with that whatsoever. But clearly, these other tanks are capable of doing similar level content. It might be a lot harder for them to stay alive. It might be a lot harder for them to do like the same level of damage while maintaining survivability and whatever. So buff those tanks. You don't need to nerf Monk 2, and it is twisted, truly twisted that you would like put out these tuning changes and make it all alphabetical as it always is, and then put the monk in after. I mean, that just ain't right. That just simply is not, that is not right. That is not right.